While hiking behind an old mine in southwestern Pennsylvania, I stumbled upon something truly unusual. Nestled several miles off the old access road, hidden deep in the wilderness, was a massive, mysterious object. It's about 40 feet long, suspended roughly 25 feet off the ground. What's most striking is its lack of any markings or writing, just a silent, enigmatic presence in the woods. It's completely empty inside. The area surrounding it is desolate, with no signs of life for miles. It's perched about 1,600 feet above sea level, halfway up a mountain, far from any lakes, creeks, or swampy terrain. The isolation and odd placement make it even more puzzling. How did something like this end up here? Was it left behind from the mining operations, or does it have a completely different purpose? Any ideas? This structure likely served as the scale house for the mine, or perhaps as a dispatch building for the massive Euclid-type trucks. Elevated off the ground so the truck could just pull up, and the scale master or dispatcher could be on the same level as the earth mover. Coal is graded by size and sold by weight. Elevate the office so they can see in the truck and see what they have, and scale tells them the weight. Then they hand them out a ticket for their load. Someone suggested it might be a deer stand, but I checked with a friend who used to work in the mines, and he confirmed its actual purpose. My friend recently discovered an object in a wooded area along the central coast of California, near what used to be an old wagon trail. The item, heavily corroded and partially buried, is made of iron and measures roughly 12 to 14 inches across. He tested it with a magnet, which confirmed its metallic nature. From the pictures he sent, it's clear the object is circular, with what appear to be 10 bolts, or possibly rivets, arranged around its perimeter. The surface is weathered, with no visible markings or inscriptions, adding to the mystery. He tried to excavate it further, but it's proving to be a tough task, either due to its size or how deeply embedded it is in the ground. We're left wondering whether this is a standalone lid or if the metal extends deeper into the earth. Could it be a relic from the wagon trail days, a piece of forgotten machinery, or even a part of an old utility structure? If anyone has any ideas or expertise, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Any ideas? Our immediate thought? Landmine. So the property owner ended up calling the sheriff, who came out to look. They sent some pictures to the bomb squad, and we waited until they were able to come out to the property. We were told to evacuate the area while they were there. They investigated and took x-rays to determine it wasn't a mine or any other UXO. They excavated it completely and told us it was an antique brake drum. I came across a peculiar bench with tubing near a parking lot. It's constructed from galvanized steel tubing and sits on the grounds of what used to be an elementary school, which closed in the early 2000s. Its location is nowhere near the playground, so it's unlikely to be jungle gym equipment. The design is baffling. The lower horizontal piece resembles the size and shape of park bench seats common in that era. However, the tubing above it makes sitting comfortably almost impossible, leaving its purpose unclear. Was it meant to be some sort of functional outdoor structure, a piece of unique exercise equipment, or perhaps even part of an art installation? Any ideas? This is known as a pull slide. This is legit playground equipment from the 70s to 80s. You lay on your back and slide through by pulling on the bars. I'm starting to believe what my parents told me about walking to school uphill in the snow both ways. Have kids these days even lived if they haven't done a front flip over the guard bar and rocketed down the Booty Baker slide? That thing had to be 400 degrees in the summer. If you had shorts on, it was game over. It would grab your skin and bring you to a dead stop, and you would just suffer the rest of the way down, while your flesh screeched out in protest. On a good day, though, you could break the sound barrier on the way down that bad boy and compress your spine at the bottom when you hit the ground with your tailbone. Good times. Good times. This object was discovered in an old garage. It's made of metal and feels hollow, adding an air of curiosity to its purpose. Each side features 3 small, evenly spaced bumps. At first glance, it doesn't seem to open, but it's possible that time and corrosion have sealed it shut. Based on its appearance, it might be constructed of galvanized steel, though that's not entirely certain. What could it be? This is a vintage Montgomery Ward cream separator. My grandfather had one just like it on his dairy farm, and I have fond memories of playing with it as a child. Despite its age, it worked beautifully, a testament to its durable design and craftsmanship. I found this item buried in a patch of old dirt in a residential yard in Chicago, a spot where I also unearthed some older coins. It's made of brass and was found fully intact, though its interior was packed with dirt. The craftsmanship hints at its age, and its compact size suggests it was never meant to serve as a conventional container. Its weight and design evoke a sense of purpose, yet its exact use remains a mystery. Could it be a component of an old mechanism, a decorative piece, or something entirely unexpected? Any idea what it could be? It's a cologne or perfume container. This missing the cap, most of the caps were little round balls with a screw bit on the bottom. I have found many while detecting. 1900 to 1930s. My father-in-law recently purchased a charming early 1900s home in Denver. Among the quirks of this historic house are two very small doors on the first floor, each with an unusual purpose. One of these pint-sized doors, barely the height of a soda can, leads to the basement, while the other opens to the outside from the kitchen. Their tiny size makes them a fascinating curiosity, definitely not standard entrances or exits. I've tried Google image search to uncover their purpose or origin, but so far no luck. I wonder if that is Jerry's room door. It's a cat door. It might just be decorative for fun by a previous owner, making a cartoon-style mouse door with a little cute hatch. In the bathroom ceiling of an old apartment, there is a peculiar plastic handle. The handle is crafted from aged white plastic, measuring approximately 7 centimeters in diameter and shaped somewhat like a bulb. It is connected to a plastic base that is fixed to the ceiling. Interestingly, the handle and base are not physically attached. Instead, the handle simply rests within the center of the base. The handle features a square, rusted metal rod extending from it, which disappears into the ceiling. When pulled down with some force, the rod becomes visible, suggesting the presence of a spring mechanism within the ceiling. This spring pulls the handle back into its original position when it's released. Despite asking the apartment owner, no one seems to know what purpose this handle serves. A search for "handle in the bathroom ceiling" yielded no useful results. Any ideas what this thing is? My initial thought is that this might be an old-fashioned toilet flush. In the UK, it was common for older-style toilets to have the tank mounted high up near the ceiling to enhance water flow. This could be a more refined version, with the tank concealed within the ceiling and the handle mounted externally for a cleaner, more modern aesthetic. Another possibility is that it might have been used to control a vent or airflow system back in the day, perhaps part of a now-defunct ventilation mechanism. Alternatively, it could be something entirely unrelated to plumbing. One interesting theory is that it might be an antique doorknob. The square rod aligns with the design of older doorknobs, where the square shaft fits snugly into a square hole, ensuring the knob wouldn't spin uselessly. Why an antique doorknob would be mounted in the ceiling remains a mystery, but it's possible this was part of a creative DIY project or a repurposing of vintage hardware.